Well, the day is finally here. It is Election Day. Thank you so much for joining us on 9 News at noon. Voters in Colorado and across the country are getting their say, and not only who should be the next U.S. president, but who represents Colorado in Congress, at the state capitol, along with the many amendments and propositions. The presidential race is the biggest one out there, of course, today. Now that campaigning is over, all Vice President Harris and former President Trump have to do is wait for the results. But last night, they made their final pitches to voters. Here's NBC's Jay Gray.
For Vice President Kamala Harris, the campaign ends with a star-studded party on the Rocky Steps in Philly and one last pitch to voters.
It is my pledge to you that if you give me a chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way.
Think of it. This is it. This is the last one that we're going to have to do.
While former President Trump closes things out with a raucous crowd in Grand Rapids and a call to help him finish his comeback tour with a win.
With your vote tomorrow, we can fix every single problem our country faces and lead America, indeed the world, to new heights of glory.
After months of promises and prodding, often pulling no punches, the only message that matters now comes from the silence of voting booths across the country and from many who cast their ballots ahead of Election Day.
Well, it is important to keep in mind the presidential race is a very close one, and some political analysts believe that the race could come down to a count in the swing state of Pennsylvania, and it is very likely it will be days before a winner is declared. Back here in Colorado, there are several races on the ballots. You've almost definitely heard about one of the major congressional races, District 8, which is in Adams and Weld counties from Westminster up to Greeley. This is the highly publicized race between Democratic Congresswoman Yadira Caraveo and Republican Gabe Evans. Evans is an Army veteran, former police officer, and a state representative from Fort Lupton. Caraveo is a pediatrician and a former state lawmaker. Now, something else to consider, there are 14 amendments and numerous propositions on the ballot this year, depending on where you live. One of the proposed constitutional amendments is 79. That calls to change the state constitution to include abortion rights. But it calls to allow taxpayers to pay for abortion. So a no vote still means there is the right to abortion in state law, but it could be changed by future lawmakers, and that public funds still cannot be used for abortions. Now, Proposition 128 would require people convicted of violent crimes to stay in prison longer. So right now, those convicted of certain violent crimes must serve 75% of their sentence before being eligible for parole. A yes vote would change that to 85%. It would also require anyone with 3 or more convictions for violent crimes to serve their complete sentence with no chance of early release. Another proposition, number 130, calls to require the state to provide $350 million in additional funding for officer recruitment and retention. It would also require the state to provide a one-time $1 million death benefit to the family of an officer killed in the line of duty. That money would come from Colorado's existing budget, not new taxes. More than 2 million Coloradans have already returned their ballots, but that number is not as high as the turnout in 2020. Here's how the $2 million is broken down, or the 2 million rather, is broken down. 29% have already voted and are registered Democrats. 27% registered Republicans. 42% are unaffiliated voters. So at this point in the 2020 election, more than 2.5 million Coloradans had voted early. Early turnout isn't just lower here, but also nationwide. However, good to know that the turnout numbers still beat the 2012 and the 2016 elections. The polling centers have been open since 7 this morning and will stay open until 7 tonight. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon talked with Denver's clerk and recorder about the ease of voting right here in Denver.
Paul, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having us here today. Wondering about the results. Where are we at so far?
I mean, this morning we were at 52%, and ballots are coming in. People are voting, and it's exciting because we want folks to be able to take the ballot if they have it, sign that envelope, and put it in a drop box as soon as you can. Don't wait until the last minute. Just if you have the time, just get it done. For folks that want to come vote in person, we have 39 vote centers. You can find both boxes and vote centers at denvervotes.org to find the one nearest to you. If you need to register to vote and you didn't register to vote, but you can do that today as well too, as long as it's before 7 p.m. at a vote center. At a vote center, you can also ask for a replacement ballot if you lost yours. Just get out and vote. All around the country, you're going to see lines. We don't have that in Denver. Take advantage of the fact that it's easy. Let's flex and show the rest of the country what's possible.
It is very convenient to vote here in Denver for sure. You can drop off your ballot. We're expecting more people to come in though, about 40% maybe more.
Yeah, usually folks get a surge at the end now. So I think it's really important that you make that plan to vote today. Make sure you have your ballot and sign the back of that envelope. Easy peasy, just put it in a box.
Right, 7 p.m. is the deadline.
7 p.m. is the absolute deadline.
All right, well, thanks for being here today. Thank you so much, Paul.
Thanks for having us.
All right, you guys heard him, 7 p.m. today. Get that ballot turned in. In Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Thank you so much, Courtney. Get out and vote. And if you're going to vote in person today, or maybe you just need to drop off your ballot, don't forget RTD is offering free rides all day today. RTD says this removes the barrier of cost or not having access to a vehicle, so people can get to the polls. RTD's app will show you ballot boxes and polling locations near you. Just look for that vote icon with a flag on the app. There's an ongoing voter fraud investigation in Mesa County. 12 ballots with bad signatures that look suspiciously similar. And now we've learned of another potential voter fraud investigation in Denver, also caught through signature verification. So this one involved multiple ballots that came from an adult care facility, flagged as having signatures that didn't match what was on file and bearing similar handwriting. All the Denver DA's office would say is that they have a pending investigation. Last week, Democratic Secretary of State Jenna Griswold told 9 News her office would investigate her office's leak of Colorado's voting machine passwords. Now, Griswold says she'll bring in an outside law firm to investigate. She's faced a call for transparency from the governor's office, frustration from county clerks cleaning up yet another mess made by her office, and a lawsuit. Griswold's office now acknowledges that one of her employees inadvertently posted passwords for voting machines in 34 counties and that the passwords were online from June until the breach was discovered in late October. Griswold blames the breach on a former staff member who created the document, which included passwords on a hidden tab. Griswold said yesterday that employee, quote, amicably left the department before this matter took place. Griswold's office could withhold the results of the investigation from public view under a few different exceptions to Colorado open records law. But her spokesperson says that they are committed to releasing everything that doesn't impact an employee's legal rights or pose a security risk. And remember, our team here is making it easy for you to get all the information you need to know this election. So we've created a full voter guide to help you. Just text the word VOTE to 303-871-1491. We will text you back a link. 9 News will have 7.5 hours of continuous special election coverage today between Channel 9, KTVD, and streaming on 9 News Plus. That coverage starts at 3 right here on 9 News. And it is a beautiful day to head out to vote, but when waiting on election results tonight, you want to bundle up. Our next storm system starts arriving tonight. Joining me now, Keely Chalmers with our 9 News Weather Impact Team. Keely, it does look like a nice little day to get out and vote, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we are talking, like you said, a major temperature drop, though, today into tomorrow. How about a 20-degree swing? Highs topping out in the mid-30s tomorrow after making it up to the mid-50s today. And again, more snow in the forecast. 54 at the DIA right now. Winds out of the north-northeast 8 miles per hour. But those winds, downsloping winds, really kicking up over the foothills. We're talking 20, 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Also do want to talk about winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings in effect for today. We got winter weather advisory in effect for the high country, 4 to 8 inches of snow out across the east central, as well as the Palmer Divide, where we could see 4 to 7 inches of snow, and a winter storm warning down across the southern mountains, where we could see upwards of a foot of snow with this system moving in. For the metro area today, clouds increasing 55 degrees. That is our forecast high. A little bit breezy as we head into the afternoon hours, and evening showers after about 5 o'clock, starting as rain, as you can see our hour by hour forecast. So we'll see increasing clouds after reaching reaching our high of 55 right around 1 o'clock. We'll start cooling off as that precipitation moves in. There is that storm system. That's what's going to be already bringing us the snow to the high country and to the lower elevations as well. So gusty winds today, some evening showers turning to snow overnight, and we do have some uncertainty when it comes to winter-like weather for the rest of the week. More on that coming up in your complete forecast in just a bit.